This is how Kim Jong-un could be removed. How could the dictator of North Korea be removed, and who would replace him? If Kim Jong-un passed away from natural causes, his daughter would replace him. Her name is Jue and she's only 10 years old, but she's next in line to rule North Korea, and Kim Jong-un already seems to be preparing her for the role, taking her to parades and even missile launches. Another possible successor is Kim Jong-un's sister, Yo Jong. She already makes many big government decisions in North Korea. For example, ordering the blowing up of a South Korean diplomatic building. She is said to hate the USA even more than Kim Jong-un. Another possibility is Kim Jong-un may be couped by his own military, in which case Ri Pyong-chol would take over. He is the highest ranking member of the North Korean military, and has been around ever since Kim Jong-il was in power. That's Kim Jong-un's dad. Alternatively, another country like the USA may coup North Korea, in which case they'd likely put in one of their own puppet leaders. Here is why you should be terrified of Kim Jong-un's sister. This is the most ruthless woman in North Korea. Her name is Yo Jong. As the sister of Kim Jong-un, she's next in line to lead North Korea. For a long time, she was head of North Korea's propaganda department, and now she manages Kim Jong-un's security. Many analysts suspect that she is actually the brains behind the regime. Kim Jong-un is more of a figurehead, but she is a key advisor making the real decisions. She's present at almost every public appearance Kim Jong-un ever makes. In 2020, she threatened to destroy the border liaison office between North and South Korea, and just a few days later, the building exploded. She is said to be even more aggressive than Kim when it comes to missiles and South Korea. If something happens to Kim, then this woman will take over and rule with an iron fist. That is until Kim Jong-un's kids are old enough to lead. You won't believe what Kim Jong-un did to his ex-girlfriend. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is married to a woman named Ri Sol-ju, but when he was a teenager, this was his girlfriend. This is Hyun Song-wol, a singer from North Korea. But in 2013, it was reported she had been executed. This was for appearing in some inappropriate films. And many even said that Ri Sol-ju, Kim Jong-un's current wife, may have ordered this. But here's where things get weird. A year after she was reported executed, Hyun Song-wol appeared on TV. However, many say this was simply an old tape, and they may have put this out to make people think she's still alive. What do you think? Is Kim Jong-un's ex-girlfriend alive or not? Videos sneaked out of North Korea. This footage shows a North Korean man swimming 6 hours to get into South Korea. He crossed the Korean demilitarized zone, which is one of the most heavily guarded areas on Earth. He wore a diving suit and fins. He then swam for 6 hours in freezing cold water and crawled through a tunnel to come ashore in South Korea. Thankfully, the man is now safe. This video shows the harsh daily life of female North Korean soldiers. Everyone in North Korea is forced to join the army. Female soldiers have to put up fences to stop escapees, and their housing is watched over by male guards at all times. They're also forced to carry firewood and work on the farms. They're not allowed to eat any of the food from the farms. This video shows North Korean smugglers. These North Korean people went to China and then bought products to take back home. They then sell these in North Korea. They were able to do this by paying a corrupt border guard, which is actually the way that most people escape from North Korea. Photos North Korea wants deleted from the internet. This photo shows Pyongyang, North Korea at night. It may not look controversial, but you'll notice there's no lights. That's because North Korea sometimes can't provide electricity. This image shows a man collecting grass to eat. Many people in North Korea don't have enough food, which is why some resort to eating grass. This photo shows North Korean soldiers hitchhiking on an empty road. North Korea would never admit this, but they don't have enough cars to transport soldiers. Also, most people can't afford to drive, which is why there's so few cars on the roads. There are so few cars, kids often walk around and play in the roads. It sounds surprising, but this photo is illegal. Current and past North Korean leaders are very highly revered. Because of this, it's illegal to photograph the back of one of them, which is why tourists are only allowed to take photos from the front of these statues. Videos North Korea want deleted from the internet. This is prisoner number 429. Or at least, that's his name in North Korea. His real name is Kim Jong-chul. He's an American businessman who was born in South Korea, but one day he took a trip to North Korea and was arrested. North Korea accused him of being a spy. During a show trial, he was forced to admit his crimes, and he was sentenced to 10 years of hard labor at one of North Korea's infamous prison camps. This video shows a homeless family in Pyongyang, North Korea. The mother and her child live in a squalid shack. They say they go out at night to scavenge for food, but they never go out in the day. That's because they're scared of being arrested and sent to a prison camp. This video shows child workers being forced to dig snow. This took place at Kim Jong-un's luxury ski resort. These prisoners are guarded by soldiers, forced to work 10 hours per day, and receiving absolutely no money. This North Korean man is escaping from prison. One night at a prison in Jilin, China, this man climbed a wall. He then jumps over a fence to escape prison, and then makes a run for it. But what did this man actually do? This prisoner is not Chinese, but instead North Korean. But when he escaped North Korea to go to China, he was caught by Chinese police. The man named Yo Jong had been sentenced to 11 years, but his sentence was about to end, so why did he escape? Well, surprisingly, he wanted more prison time. That's because when his sentence ends, he'll be sent back to North Korea, where his life will probably be ended. So he would rather remain in prison than go back to North Korea. But a few days later, police found this guy hiding out inside an abandoned house. He was taken back to prison where he'll face even more time, but at least he won't be sent back to North Korea just yet. This man is pleading for his life. This is Otto Warmbier, an American student. In 2016, he took a trip to North Korea. One night he snuck into the staff-only area of his hotel. He then took a propaganda poster as a cool souvenir. But when he was at the airport about to leave, two guards approached him and arrested him. He was then taken to a bizarre press conference where he had to confess to his crimes. He was sentenced to 15 years of hard labor. He remained in a North Korean prison for 1.5 years. That was until the US government made a deal to get him free. But as soon as he was freed, the North Korean government said he had fallen ill. They said he'd gone into a coma. Otto was picked up by plane and taken back to the USA, but a few days later passed away in hospital. Many experts and even the president said North Korea was to blame for Otto's passing. He might have stolen a poster, but North Korea stole his life. This man lost $5 billion, an entire country, and got himself killed, all because he wanted to visit Disneyland. The guy's name was Kim Jongnam, and he was the eldest son of Kim Jong-il, the former supreme leader of North Korea. In 2001, he tried to visit Tokyo Disneyland using a fake passport, but he was arrested as soon as he landed in Japan. Before this, he was supposed to take over from Kim Jong-il, his dad, meaning he would have been the supreme leader of North Korea. But his arrest embarrassed his family so much he was basically disowned. That's actually why Kim Jong-un is in charge today. And in 2017, Kim Jong-un assassinated Kim Jongnam to cement his power. The scary reason why gas station attendants in North Korea are always beautiful women. Go to any gas station in North Korea, and the person pumping your gas will almost always be a pretty woman. But why is this? Well, there is a very dark truth behind it. There are very few cars in North Korea because most people can't afford them, except rich men. This is why many attractive North Korean women get jobs at gas stations. They want to find a rich and maybe powerful man and hopefully have a better life with him. That's because North Korea is hell for women. Women do not have the same rights as men. They can't get the same jobs, and many of them have to work in the farms for very little money. North Korean women are also very strictly controlled by their fathers and husbands. So for many, meeting a rich man at a gas station is the only way to make it out of a miserable life. This man went to North Korea to get arrested on purpose. Meet Matthew Miller from the USA. In 2014, he traveled to North Korea with the intention of getting arrested. He tore up his visa and was arrested by North Korean police. Matthew was sentenced to 6 years of hard labor, but Matthew said this had been his plan all along. He wanted to see just how bad North Korean prisons really are. and show the world the injustices the North Korean people have to experience every day. After 212 days in a North Korean prison camp, he was finally released. But do you think Matthew is brave or foolish? This is how North Korean hackers steal billions of dollars. North Korea has their own hacking group known as the Guardians of Peace. They're part of the North Korean military. Its leader is Jin Park-hyuk. They started in 2009 by hacking many South Korean websites, banks, and ATMs. In 2014, they hacked Sony Pictures. That's because Sony made a movie called The Interview. In 2016, they tried to steal $1 billion from the Bank of Bangladesh. But because of a spelling error, some of the money was blocked. In 2017, they created a ransomware named WannaCry. It affected individuals, businesses, and hospitals too. In 2017, they began hacking cryptocurrency wallets and exchanges, and stole around $300 million worth of Bitcoin. And in March of 2022, they hacked a game named Axie Infinity. They stole $625 million in this hack. Secret videos sneaked out of North Korea. This video shows a family trying to escape North Korea. They're trying to get into the Japanese embassy, which is Japanese soil. The two men get through, but as you can see, the woman and her child do not. They're stopped by guards and taken back into North Korea. The punishment for trying to escape North Korea is life in prison. But according to one expert, there's a good chance this woman and her child are no longer alive. This is a video of a public trial in North Korea. These public trials are meant to scare the criminals and everyone else. The person on trial was a student who owned various South Korean movies. Just for owning these movies, they were sentenced to prison. And here is secret video from inside a North Korean prison camp. You can see people loading food onto a truck to be sent to the city. You can also see inmates marching and digging in frozen soil, and inmates being made to carry very heavy logs. This is the horrible life of a female North Korean soldier. Female soldiers in North Korea suffer so much hunger and stress that they stop having their periods. Nearly 30 of them have to share one bedroom. And they sleep on mattresses made only of bags of rice. They have to wash outside in streams, meaning they have to bathe with frogs and snakes. And a recent study even found these female soldiers get abused. This is by their own male military commanders. Everyone has to join the military in North Korea, and you don't even get paid for your service. All this while Kim Jong-un has a yacht and a mansion. Female North Korean soldiers lead a truly hard and horrible life. North Korea just passed a new scary law. North Korea has just passed a brand new law. The law says they will launch nukes at the USA if anything happens to Kim, even if they're not sure the USA is responsible. If Kim Jong-un passes away, then nukes will be launched. This would also apply if Kim Jong-un was incapacitated. For example, if he was knocked unconscious during a war. That's because he is the North Korean military's commander-in-chief. To make things scarier, North Korea have been supporting Russia in the Ukraine conflict. Russia have bought millions of rockets and shells from North Korea. Many believe that if things escalate, North Korea could get involved in this war, potentially bringing us closer to World War III.